Will this simple $15 trick make your vehicle accelerate faster? Well, let's find out. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel, and today we're finally getting around to some of the questions that I've been having. A couple people have reached out to me and requested that I do this project, and that is, can you make your Honda Ridgeline accelerate quicker? So there's a mod out there that is going to be very similar to the Pedal Commander, and it's supposed to be a very cheap alternative to quick acceleration and fixing any kind of lag that you have on the Honda Ridgeline. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna read, kind of just wrote down some of the claims that I've seen here. And so the claim is that this power mod does not make more power, however, increases the throttle response. The reason is that the throttle body is electric and not cable fed. There is a lag that occurs from the moment you step on the pedal, and so this, in theory, will ground out the throttle body better, maybe more. So you get that acceleration much quicker than without it. So we're gonna go ahead and install this. First, I'm gonna show you guys how to install it. Then we're gonna test with my draggy unit, and we're actually gonna put this to the test and see in an actual GPS GLONASS accurate test if the acceleration is gonna be quicker. So let's go find out. So what I've read is also that it's very important to make sure that you have the right gauge wire. If it's too thin, this could possibly not work. So in that case, I went with the recommended 8 gauge wire. And so we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna cut this to length, and hopefully, you know, you could probably go thicker, but I think 8 gauge, that's the recommendation, at least as the minimum, least amount of resistance, and hopefully it will give you the best results, bang for your buck. And then we have nylon ring terminals. These are 1/4 inch. And also for 8 gauge wire. All in all, this is like $15, maybe $10, $15 worth of material. So really cheap compared to like a Pedal Commander, which is $250, $300. So if this actually works, which I'm skeptical, I will probably try it on the Toyota Tacoma and a couple other vehicles to kind of see if it's only just tailored to the Honda Ridgeline that you can get some performance out of, or maybe there are other different vehicles that you could see benefit from this. Since it's still a little bit difficult to get to the negative terminal, we're gonna have to go and take off this air box, and that way we have access to that negative terminal. Throttle body is pretty easy to reach, but it's gotta go. Okay, so now we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna open up our wire, and we're just gonna use the black wire because it's more stealthy. And we're gonna go ahead and cut this end off and attach that terminal. Don't know if this one's gonna work. It's not really made for 8 gauge wire, but we'll give it a try. Be nice because it'll make it a lot easier. Quick. Oh yeah, it did work. Nice. And now we just need to connect this and figure out exactly how much wire we need from the negative terminal all the way to the throttle body. So I'm gonna try and make it stealthy, and we're gonna go ahead and use this bolt because I don't think I'm gonna be able to actually use these bolts right here for this connection. But I think this right here, this bolt connects straight into the throttle body. Yep, this is gonna be just fine for the purposes of this test. So should be good enough right there. And so we're gonna make the cut, and we're gonna install it right there. Okay, so I'm going to take this nut off. I'm going to take that bolt off. Now, everything looks clean on here, but for some reason, if it was corroded or rusty, you may want to clean everything off, but still in good shape. So we're just going to go ahead and reinstall it. Alrighty, so just so you guys can see exactly how I wired it. So right here on the negative terminal, and then all the way around, looping down over to this bolt right here, which is directly mounted to the throttle body. And so this should be exactly what the recommendation is. Negative terminal, throttle body, lots more acceleration. All right, so all that's left is to test it and see if this will actually work. Okay, so I actually have it installed right now. We're gonna do a quick drive we're gonna make sure that the tests are even for both of them. So we're gonna make sure, I just filled up, but I'm gonna fill up again, go to the testing site, do the runs, go back, fill up, do the runs again, and that way I can give this an even test and fair test for both acceleration tests. And so just kind of, how does it feel right now? I don't know. I'm trying to see if like any kind of like placebo effect is happening here where I'm driving and it feels like it's more acceleration, but it does feel quicker. Interesting. Now we're gonna see if that actually relates to real numbers, but there is a little bit more pep in the response of the vehicle. So that's kind of, again, I don't know if this is a placebo effect or if this is actually what's really happening. I'm not really sure, but only one way to find out is to actually put the numbers on the Dragy, see exactly what the acceleration is, and see if that equates to quicker times. We'll also probably do it on the iPhone as well, just to see if iPhone has any kind of difference. But honestly, this right here is going to be the most accurate way to confirm whether or not this makes it quicker. So very excited. So we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna fill up right now, and we'll find out which one is actually quicker. Here we are at the proving grounds, and we are getting into place to do the first set of tests. Since I already have it installed, let's go ahead and start off with the modification, because we really don't know if it's better or worse, so it's just gonna be some numbers and we're gonna look at them that way. Let's go ahead and get everything set up. We have the drag unit, and the drag unit we're going to go ahead and connect, pointing up towards the satellite to get the best reception, sending satellite data to Dragy. Alrighty, so test number one commencing. Alrighty, 3, 2, 1, go. And now we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna go and fill up and do another pass. That test ate up half a gallon almost. Alrighty, so now without the throttle body modification. So 3, 2, 1. Okay, so we have completed all the tests, and now all we have to do is go back and add all the numbers together and find out if it is actually quicker or slower to use this modification. So, placebo or not, we'll find out. Alrighty, so after running the numbers, we're gonna find out exactly how much quicker we have made this on Ridgeline. So the original stock acceleration 0 to 30 time is 3.33 seconds, and the modification gives it a whopping 3.44 0 to 30 seconds. So actually there was either there is no improvement or we saw actually a loss in speed, and I'm not really sure why that would have happened, but it actually didn't improve, and I would assume that this is probably just a wash, that I'm gonna say there's no relative improvement in acceleration with this modification. So does it work? I don't know if I can confidently say that it does. This test, I wouldn't say is overly sophisticated. However, it's accurate enough that I don't think it's plausible to say that this is going to give you some quicker acceleration. There might be just some sort of placebo effect that when you get into the vehicle, you've done a modification and yes, I got something out of it. However, that is not actually the case in this testing. So I think what happened is when I initially backed out of the driveway and I did that first initial acceleration with that modification, I thought that I was getting some sort of experience that is not normal with the Honda Ridgeline, but because I don't actually drive mashing the pedal all the time, I think that's just how the Honda Ridgeline drives regularly, and since I don't do it on the daily, I was like, okay, cool, we made a modification, there's some sort of acceleration, and therefore this is quicker. And so I think there is some sort of psychological effect to this modification. Again, I don't know if it's substantial enough to say that it does or does not work, but the numbers are the numbers and I can't make them up. So yeah, I think that this is just a placebo effect, in my opinion, other than a real world, yes, I'm actually getting some sort of quicker acceleration out of this. So for those of you out there who actually have this mod on the truck and you guys are saying, yes, this is, you know, working, because there's actually a couple YouTube videos out there where the guys are like, I don't know how to tell you this, but I'm telling you it works. And well, I don't know. I don't really think it's working. I don't think you're gonna have any sort of negative effects from having those two connected. However, I just don't see that anybody needs to do this modification moving forward, as my opinion. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Please hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel to stay up to date on all the latest video releases. See you guys on the next project.